gonna be alright. Cause me and my clique, we don't give a fuck. Sweet daddy, y'all the king. Let's go. If you know that you can get it, let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. Let's go. If you know that you can get it, let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. If you want some, come get some.
Welcome, wrestling fans, to our first episode of 2024, our first official. This is FTW Future Focus. I am your not-so-humble correspondent, Robert Black, and we are back for this edition of FTW Future Focus. And above me is the man who is the founder of our feast, the professional wrestler and promoter extraordinaire, master of the airwaves. He is currently at work, so he's going to be dropping in and out of our conversation due to our what I call our Weston protocol, the mastermind Bobby Rogers, and I don't know if he's able to say hello yet. No, apparently not. So we will go on with our introductions. To my caddy corner is the master of wine, women, songs, cigars, and a man who loves booty as much as a pirate. He is Tony Motown Allen. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And one thing too, my baby sister just found out yesterday is pregnant. So hopefully she's watching. Congratulations. She's due early August.
Cheers. Cheers. Early
So
August.
right around my birthday, probably.
A Leo. That's very important. Yes. And last but certainly not least, to my immediate right is the silent but deadly man from Chicago, Illinois, who loves women's wrestling about as much as the Colts love their coaches. He is Marvelous Marcus Buckley. How you doing?
Wow. I'm pretty good. How I follow that one?
Well, actually, I was going to ask everybody how your New Year's Eve was. So, you guys, we kind of covered that ground before the show, but we could. Marcus, you said that you're kind of uneventful and you watched Avatar.
Yep. It was a 3-hour movie, so I was like, hey, I'm gonna finally sit here and watch it.
Well, New Year's Day is the best time to watch a 3-hour movie. And Motown, I understand that there was a New Year's miracle and that you didn't wake up with a hangover.
No hangover, didn't drink too much. This is drinking now.
See, we're becoming responsible adults here. We only overreact and get emotional during this program. This is therapy. This is helping. This is healthy. Now, let's start off with our first subject, which.
And then he was gonna ask me how my New Year's went. I see how it is.
Oh, I know. We are on Hampton protocol. We didn't know whether you could answer us or not. How was your New Year's Eve, Mastermind?
It was good. I was at work until 11 and came home and watched the ball drop, and then I dropped and fell asleep.
As I said, we're becoming responsible adults here on FTW Future Focus. Remember, folks, middle age, a nap is a reward. So we're doing well. Okay, Motown, if you please, I will turn the show over to you, and we will cover our first subject.
All right. First topic up is about the devil himself at AEW. We got the big reveal at the last pay-per-view, and the question for the panel is: what's called the right person for the devil? If not, who would have been? And Bobby, since you're free, no, maybe not. What gave us up with Marcus?
I say absolutely. This is who I initially
In God's green earth.
and I talked myself out of it.
Yes, can I help you?
Just wondering, the waters that are in those complimentary.
I can charge you $5,000 of water if you want, but no, they complimentary. You're cool.
Okay, perfect. And then I have
Bobby, mute your mic.
Friend. She's going to be here in about 10 minutes.
Okay, there we
Okay.
go.
Okay. Yeah, my initial prediction was Adam Cole, but I talked myself out of it because of the ankle injury, and I said Jack Perry. But I'm glad it was Adam Cole's complete um right prediction. I am probably the most critical person on the planet of Tony Khan's booking, but this one he got right. I mean, it told a good story of all these goofy little skits they were doing, and they became best friends, all for Adam Cole to be setting them up from the beginning. I mean, it was the absolutely right pick to me. It was the only pick that really made sense, and I am so shocked that Tony Khan didn't screw this up. So I'm going to give him his flowers for once that he got this one right. I thought it was a perfect pick, and it gives me new hope that not Tony Khan, AEW can maybe be turning the corner, and maybe they're starting to do a better job with the booking, maybe. And I say that with the smallest grain of salt possible, but absolutely it was the right pick.
All right, and Ty's in chat right now. Hey, Ty, the first lady of Motown's wrestling group. She
Gone.
said her first pick was Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and her second pick was Adam Cole.
Bobby, are
Okay, I believe
you?
I look like Bobby's ready to
Yeah, I'm
go.
available. Yeah, I'm ready. I can talk now. Listen, and I don't think nobody would think about this. And I talked to it with Tony a little bit, but honestly, I don't think Adam Cole was the right pick. I don't. My pick, and you're gonna look at me like I'm crazy when I say this, but if you really sit down and think about it, it would have been a better pick and had a better story to it. The man that should have been the devil should have been Tony Khan himself.
Hmm.
Tony Khan, with him talking about the bidding war of 2024 and all of that,
Hmm.
he should have sat up there and been the devil to take the belt off him and say, I didn't want my championship going to another place. I was not risking it, blah, 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 blah. And say, I already had one guy gave me problems in this company. I'm not going to sit up here and have another guy try to play me. You know what I mean? And feed off that. And would have had a bigger twist to it than anything. Nobody was suspecting Tony Khan. Nobody thinks he's smart enough to do it, which obviously he's not. You know what I'm saying? But I would have put Tony Khan as the devil and played it that way rather than this. Oh my God, he's not my friend. He's not my friend. Is he your friend? No, he's not my friend either. Is he your friend? No, we're not friends either. Would you like a lollipop at the end? Yes, I'd like a lollipop. But is he your friend? No, he's not my friend either. No, no, I'm sorry. This is yeah. They could have had a very more compelling storyline if they did it like that because it brought some realism to it, along with something that was unexpected and shocked everybody. And it was just smart on his part. They couldn't have said he was stupid no more. But again, the stupid chance keep continuing. So
All right, Rob.
Okay, I fall into the middle on this one. I understand why they made it Adam Cole, and ultimately it does make sense, and Marcus is right about that aspect of it, but Bobby has a point too. It was a little bit too obvious and too easy of a solution for as long as they drug it out. It's kind of like the first Scream movie when everything pointed to the boyfriend, but we were bait and switched into believing it wasn't, and then it was the simple solution all along. Me, I would have appreciated something a little bit more challenging and a little bit deeper. My pick for who the devil should have been was Maxwell Jacob Friedman. MJF should have been the one that was trolling us all. And then the minions came out, but instead of screwing MJF, they screwed Joe. And MJF, the lights go off, and then he's holding the mask up, and then on Dynamite he says, the bidding war for 24 has begun. And the reason that I did this is because I wanted to stab this audience in the back. I wanted to make you love me so that I could ultimately break your hearts and take this belt and throw it in the trash Monday night because I bought it, it's mine, and now I'm going to take it somewhere else. That is the way I would have played it. And then it would have turned Joe face. It would have turned Jay White face, which I think they were trying to do on Dynamite. It would have turned Adam Cole face, and it would have brought MJF right back to the evil scumbag that he was 6 months ago. But that's just my solution. I understand why they couldn't do it because MJF is banged up, Cole is injured, so Cole is going to mastermind this faction. But ultimately, no, I don't think Adam Cole should have been the devil, but I understand why he was.
All right. This is kind of cool because I had 2 picks before we found out who the devil was. My second pick was Adam Cole for all the reasons that Marcus said.
Mm-hmm.
But my number 1 pick, and no one by a mile, was actually Maxwell Jacob Freeman. I just thought that made more sense. It's something that downright dirty, get him back to doing heel shit. And I think Adam Cole is too over, baby, to be this disgusting heel. I get why they did it, and in my opinion, going with Adam Cole does make sense, and it's not going to be MJF because of the storyline and all the stupid shit that they did in that angle, and it's kind of showed like, hey, all that was BS, like we thought. I just thought it would make more sense for it to be MJF, make him the most hated man in AEW, and you would have made Adam Cole even more popular, along with Joe and all other baby faces you would have had it, and you would have programs lined up for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think injuries to both guys may have like changed their direction. I think the injuries might have stressed us out longer than it was for the rebuild. I mean, when they started this, they weren't expecting Adam Cole to have double ankle surgery, and MJF, and with the schedule MJF been wrestling over the last several months, he's banged up to shit though. So
and there's always the distinct possibility that MJF is going to leave. And they need to make sure that they have programs lined up that will make sure that he can be phased out.
And if he signed, no matter what happened, whether he signed or didn't sign, I do like how they're doing it though, because if he's leaving, you gotta make sure that like, hey, he ain't leaving a champion, phase him out of the programming. But if he did sign, hey, keep people guessing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do kind of like how they're doing that as well, though. But both of you guys had my picks. It's just my number 1 pick was Maxwell Jacob Freeman.
I say that Tony Khan is still drunk. He needs to. I don't know if he needs to stay off the sauce or he needs to get on the sauce. But whatever he ain't doing, he needs to start doing because it ain't going well.
It's the same problems that we have had with Tony Khan since the beginning. AEW needs a new booker, and we'll get to this later, but I think that they have one. I really do. But we'll get there eventually.
And I'm not really sure Tony Khan could pull off being a heel.
That's what I was thinking, because Vince already did this, and if Tony Khan right, and we're gonna be comparing Tony Khan with Vince.
It would have to be organic.
Right. And
that's the thing.
Right. I don't think Tony Khan got it in him, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think he got it in him either. I really don't. All right.
Hold on. Let me say something on that one. I'm sorry. After what he did with CM Punk and all that with Jericho and all this stuff that's coming up, we'll be talking about later, I think he got it in him.
I don't know.
I think he got it.
You got more faith in him than us.
Yeah,
he's just one of those silly ones, the little kitty heels. But I digress.
All right, but we're gonna move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Mercedes Moné, aka or FKA Sasha Banks. Right now, there's a bidding war for her. There's a lot of rumors that she's going to AEW. There's rumors she's going to WWE. The biggest rumor is like she come with a healthy price tag. So the question for the panel is: does Mercedes Moné think she's worth more than she really is? We're gonna kick this off with with Marcus because how much he loves women wrestling. But I actually think he is a fan of Sasha Banks though. So
Okay. If it's true, the report I read is that she's asking for $5 million. Now,
a
if
year.
right, a year. If that's true, and I forget who posted it in the Motown group, but my comment was this would be the stupidest decision Tony Khan could make since paying John Moxley $6 million. There's absolutely no way she's worth $5 million because I'll tell you why. If you're going to pay somebody that kind of money, that means her segments should cause your ratings to go up. That she should have the highest rating segment other than John Moxley on whatever show she's on, which she's not going to have. She should be moving as much merch as anybody, which she isn't. You're not getting any kind of. There's nobody. I mean, if Sasha Banks, if Mercedes come in, there's no dream match. I mean, who she's wrestling that's gonna make us be like, ooh, nobody in AEW. There's no way she's worth $5 million. But I will say, in fairness, the only thing I will say is I also read a report that Becky Lynch is getting 3.5 million. So I can see her saying, if Becky is getting 3.5, you paying me more than Becky. So I don't know, but I mean, no, she's not. Yet to answer the question, yes, she's absolutely at her worth more in her mind than anybody else.
Right, what's your take?
Okay, I don't think that she's like overpricing herself. 5 million is a touch much, but I don't think that she's pricing herself out of any particular market, because not only can WWE obviously afford her, but Impact or TNA can too, because now they're owned by Endeavor and they're looking to sign new people. So if Mercedes went to TNA and had a feud with Trinity, which would be the natural thing to happen, then not only does she have access to that much money through Endeavor for a contract, but if the rumor is true that TNA and WWE are going to be working together, then she won't need a new contract. She can just cross over. So she can have her cake and eat it too and get $5 million. On the flip side, AEW has already signed Deonna Purrazzo, which probably cost them a good paycheck. So it doesn't really make any difference here or there where Mercedes lands. It's all about where she can make the most difference. And right now, I don't think that either WWE or AEW would really be a good idea. In WWE, she'll get lost in the shuffle. Dream matches are no dream matches, and that's something else we'll get to. I don't think that Mercedes would add anything to the current WWE roster, and the AEW roster is rebuilding, and obviously they probably won't pay that much. So is she overpriced? No, but she needs to land in the right spot to be effective.
I think she is overpriced.
Hmm.
I do agree with Marcus. If Becky make it 3.5, I could definitely see her saying that she's worth more than 3.5. I mean, of the four horsewomen, I got her second of the four. I mean, just being realistic as far as her abilities and her promo skills and everything. Tony Khan would be crazy to pay her $5 million, and for a lot of reasons, Marcus says like there is nothing there for her to work with at all. Like there is no like, oh my god, we finally going to get this match. They don't have that. I mean, there's Deanna Purrazzo being there, we could get a decent match out of them, but you get okay matches in AEW. I don't think that is a good return on their investment. And if the rumors is true with Impact or TNA, yeah, they can afford her, but I don't think just because they can afford her, I don't think they should. I don't think that like they'll get a return on their money with her there, even despite the fact Jericho had better matches than TNA. I mean, you got coming in natural feud with Trinity. I mean, everybody would love to see that between the two organizations. That's your dream match. But you also got Jordan Grace there too, though. I mean, I would love to see Sasha and Jordan Grace mix it up. So, I mean, there are potentially better matchups there. She would get lost in the shuffle in WWE, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, WWE's women's division is growing. I mean, it's still in the process of growing. You look at some of the women that's going to be coming up from NXT, along with the ones they already have right now. You can easily see her getting lost in the shuffle. And I think that was her frustration the first time she was in the E, because she kind of was, her and Bay was lost in the shuffle the first time around.
Yeah.
And the division wasn't as good then. So she got lost in the shovel years ago. She's definitely gonna get lost in the shovel now, because that division improved since she was last there. So I think the best place for her is Impact, though. TNA. I think that would be the best place for her. She wouldn't be lost in the shuffle there. She would be one of the big fishes in that pond. There
and
are
she's
some
got a
better
ready-made feud.
Yeah, you got a ready-made feud. Depending on how that goes, then you got other people that's lined up that you can really have some good work with her and everything.
But-
AEW
Oh, sorry.
and AEW, you have to give her the title when she gets there, and then she'll just be going through the talent. Like she'll be just like, who's next? Who's that? She always just be steamrolling through that talent. I mean, she's heads and tails above everybody though, but there was no good feuds in AEW. It'd just be like her having a dominant run.
Well,
So,
she could establish a group in AEW and go after the outcasts. Maybe Statlander would be a good feud for her. But
I'm saying that to be a decent feud, but I mean,
Yeah.
there's just nothing that I should say there's no good feuds there. There's no $5 million a year feuds there for her.
All right. But you know what? I don't think she'll get lost in the shuffle right now with WWE, because you all got to remember, Charlotte's going to be out for 9 months at least. So she can move right into Charlotte's spot. I mean, she could come back. I mean, we all know that Damage Control is going to dump Bailey, and she can come in and feud with and join Bailey and feud with Damage Control. I mean, that's a ready-made feud right there. So I think the opportunity with Charlotte not being there is, she can fill that spot right now. So I don't think she would be
Okay.
right already.
I think Bobby wants to come in.
Okay.
Finally,
My fault.
Bobby is finished with the front desk. No, I'm kidding. And, yeah, as soon as I say that, somebody calls.
Oh, man.
I'll be back.
All right. Well, okay, there's a wild card in this whole question, though. Camille. I just saw something that said Camille is going to sign with WWE.
Mhm.
And if she gets there in time to be discount Charlotte Flair, then because she's big and blonde and can do a lot of the things that Charlotte can do, then that adds even more to what Mercedes or Sasha can and can't do. So, there's also that factor.
Yeah, but you got to pick between Sasha Banks and Camille. I mean, who got the name? Who got the bigger name and a similar ability? Who you going with?
Well, we'll get there later, but I would go with Camille because
you're smart. You're a smart fan. You talk about the WWE audience, not
yes. The WWE audience would go with Sasha.
Right.
But I would definitely love to see Sasha back on TV. I mean, she really had a good New Japan run. I think that she would be better in Impact, but I would prefer her to go to WWE for selfish reasons, though.
Yeah.
All right. I was hoping that Bobby would finish up. 'Cause I know he wanted to chime in on it, but we're probably just going to move on, and maybe we'll circle back to this one if he wants to circle back once he's free.
Yeah, we'll get there.
All right. The next topic on the list is Le Champion, Chris Jericho. And the question for this panel is, with all the controversy, should Chris Jericho be fired? We'll let Rob kick this one off.
I was afraid you'd say that. Okay. The key word here is evidence.
Mm-hmm.
I take harassment and those type of problems seriously, as we all should. But I'm not. This is not anything negative against Kylie Ray either, because I've met Kylie Ray. I called one of her matches with Billy Starks on New Wave Pro. And the problem here, as much as the bottom line is, if Jericho has done this and it can be proven, then yes, he should be fired. Definitely. But as a professional in this capacity, I need concrete evidence of wrongdoing before we can trash another legend of professional wrestling. And like it or not, Jericho is a legend. Whether you like his work in AEW or not, Jericho has cemented his legacy in the wrestling industry. But it's like Flair. The Me Too movement was going to get to Flair eventually, and they did with the plane ride from hell thing. And now it's come for Jericho for improprieties that he's done or alleged to be done. But before we destroy his rep, we need to make absolutely sure that he actually did this. And I need more than just he said, she said. I need some kind of concrete evidence to confirm that Chris Jericho did something untoward before we destroy him, before we cancel him, before we like exclude him from Hall of Fame inductions and that sort of thing. So if he did it, fire him, but we need to have that evidence. And I mean from someone who doesn't have an agenda as well.
All right, Ty chiming in on this, but she's like she don't agree with what her other boo Jericho did, but what he did was ultimately no, but she don't think that he'll be fired. But we don't really know if he really did it or not, too. 'Cause I do, I get what you're saying on that, Rob. I mean, I definitely see what you're saying, and I agree.
Yeah.
Marcus, what's your take?
Yeah, go ahead.
I ditto everything Rob said. Until there's some hard, concrete proof that he actually did it, I mean, no. I mean, there's been too many people that have, the allegation has destroyed them just because someone claimed they did it. They were guilty until proven innocent. And as a male, I can't. I hate that. So, no, he should not be fired until it's absolutely proven. And if it is proven, if there is some hard evidence, then absolutely fire his ass on the spot. No question about it.
Mm-hmm.
But so then, no.
All right, we gonna be 3 for 3 on this though, because like, I'll keep going. And we're gonna be 3 for 3 on this because I agree. Like, on accusations like this, I do need more than he might have. A lot of stuff seems like he did. Something like this, especially you talk about like terminating somebody for something like this, they need to be evidence. So I definitely wholeheartedly agree with you guys. I mean, if he did do it, yeah, he should be fired. But it's a question of like if he actually did do it, not like, oh, we think he did. These people say he did it. or like this is coming out, that's coming out, all these rumors and everything. I don't think you should fire somebody based on a rumor. But if
Mhm.
some hardcore evidence come out, and if I see some like concrete facts that say that like, okay, yeah, he did do it, or if Tony Khan presented with like legit facts that he did it, I mean, yeah, now he should be fired, but he should probably be charged.
Yeah, definitely. Bobby, let's get you on in this while you're free.
Yeah. Normally I would agree with you guys, but I'm not going to this time.
Okay.
This is the reason why. If we could jump all over somebody else and there's no evidence and there's no proof that who started what or who did what or when they did what, and they said, and their thing was in the handbook, this is the real justification for firing of a certain person that was there making them millions of dollars. It's written in their employee handbook that if any of these occur that you have to be guilty of, that it occurs, it is automatic termination. So by going by their governance of their handbook, fire the hell out of them. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. You did it once already. Don't go around and try to go around and do a back end when it comes to someone else that's your buddy and somebody that you fondle. This is what I'm talking about AEW, why I have a problem with them. And this is why Rob looks at me like I'm a Chinese prostitute sometimes when I sit up and I say some of the things when it comes to, AEW.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. We're on the board.
Wow, 35 minutes. Wow.
But I wasn't saying it to be like sexual. That I mean, I'm just being honest. Jericho, I understand that there are accusations, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But let's look at life. Let's just look at real life. How many people have been fired off of accusations already? How many people have been fired throughout our life, our daily lives right now, off of just accusations? And then plus you have it in your handbook. So if you have it in your handbook, you've already executed something like this once already. Why is it a problem now? I'll tell you why. Because he's a butt buddy.
Who got fired from AEW just off accusations only?
Punk.
Punk got fired for fighting again.
Right, but it wasn't proven who started it. Because he was trying to say, well, because if you remember, if it was supposed to be who started it, then it would be okay. But since he didn't, and their handbook was made, and it was automatically in there for fighting, he was fired. This is what makes me mad about Jungle Boy.
But Punk, I don't think the two are the same. Because the man was suspended for fighting, and then he fought again. No matter who started it, this wasn't like, oh, we think it was a fight. There was a fight.
Right, it was a fight.
A year after he was suspended for fighting.
Right, but what I'm saying is in the handbook it says if you are fighting, and it doesn't say anything about who started it, then you should go by your handbook. They went by their handbook, and that's the reason why they said they fired CM Punk. So since they were fighting, not only Jungle Boy, because they got a part in there with sexual misconduct in there too. So if it's in the handbook, do what the handbook says. You did it once.
If you're accused of it, whether you did it or not, you're fired.
Yeah, it has it right there. It was on the dude that's that's with Cornette. Yeah,
Cornette. Yeah,
it's with Brian Last has a copy of it.
I know the handbook stated like if you get accused of something already did or not, you get fired.
Yeah, accusations or act.
That's dangerous because how many times have people been accused of stuff like this over the years in wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay, but hear me out. I agree with you. I'm not saying that I disagree with the thought. I disagree with the execution. See, if you can do it for the goose, you should be able to do it for the gander.
Bobby.
Yeah, it's easy to say that it was a fight because obviously it was a fight. But number one, if that's the case, why Jungle Boy ain't gone? You know what I'm saying? Number two,
because he didn't fight last year.
But that don't matter. It says, I'm going by what the handbook said.
Okay, but going by the handbook, CM Punk should have been fired a year ago. This was CM Punk's second fight.
Right. But listen what
He
I'm
was the
saying. The
only one that
handbook was
fought twice.
listen what I'm saying. The handbook was developed after that first fight, though. So they couldn't get him on the first. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't get him on the first.
Okay, Bobby, you have a point with Jungle Bitch. Jack Perry should have been fired and thrown out on his ass the exact same moment that Punk was.
Especially him instigating this shit.
That I agree with, because both people argumentatively were mutually at fault here. Both Perry and Punk engaged in a fight, and if that's the way they wrote the rule book, which if they did it after the fact from the all-out brawl-out, then yeah, that if that's their policy and both of them fought, then they should have both been fired. I agree with that. The problem with Jericho and firing him just on the strength of an accusation, and I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is that just because Jericho is a friend of the Bucks or friendly with the Bucks doesn't necessarily mean that two wrongs make a right here. I understand that it would be retribution for Punk's firing to fire Jericho according to the exact wording of the handbook, but that would just muddy the waters even more.
How?
Because
here's how. Because if you're gonna start firing people over accusations, now I'm gonna have this bitch over here accuse this person that I don't like of doing something and fire him just like you did Jericho.
Yeah, because they can fire Samoa Joe tomorrow.
Whole bad can of worms.
Yeah,
I know. No, Tony, listen to what I'm saying. I agree with you, because think about this. If we go all the way back to the first CM Punk fight, it was two little bitches that was sitting up there talking shit, making false accusations about CM Punk. And look what happened. He was still suspended. So I agree with you 100% on the accusation, but my point is, if it's in the handbook and you wanted to go by the handbook and you want to treat one person that way, you got to treat everybody else the same exact way. Okay. And I don't care if it's an accusation or whatever. You did it. You put it in the handbook. Okay. You developed the handbook with your sister. Who knows what you would? This is not you personally. Not you personally, because I don't know what you would.
Here's how I look at it personally. Knowing somebody did something for sure and somebody being accused of something, I don't put in the same category. Just me, myself.
Yeah, me either.
Okay. I'm not sure you're getting what I'm saying. I understand that. I agree with you on that. My thing is, if you executed it that way on one person, you must execute it on all your employees. But not one way on one.
Because those are two completely different situations.
Okay.
But not in the handbook.
They are, but Bobby's right. If the handbook is written that way, then the handbook is written that way. That's AEW's fault.
I don't know. That's definitely fault. Like I said, this me personally, I wouldn't treat somebody in a fight the same way as somebody that got accused of something. I don't know if they did it.
If AEW tried to fire Jericho, then Jericho could actually use the handbook in a lawsuit against AEW because they wrote it as accusation only. So that would play out in court. But Bobby, I have a question for you, and I'm just going to say it out point blank. If Tony Khan came out tomorrow and said, I am sick to death of Matt and Nick Jackson. The Young Bucks are fired. Their history. They are done with this company, and WWE can have them and they can go to hell. Would you be back on the AEW bandwagon?
I'd be more susceptible to. And let me tell you why, because there's other people in there that he needs to do that with.
Like Jericho.
Not only Jericho, Jungle Bitch.
Okay.
You know, you got him. You know, you got a whole bunch of other ones that are in there. You know, I mean, Brandon Cutlet should be fired just because he can't do nothing in the first darn place. So that goes beyond him instigating stuff that's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He's still there.
So,
Yeah, he should have been one of the first ones fired.
so
That's-
point blank, if AEW cut out the cancer, then you would support the patient.
Yes, because my argument has been the whole time. It's how they're treating people. It's their execution on how they treated people. It wasn't CM Punk specifically. It's never been CM Punk specifically. All right, take care. I mean, CM Punk don't give a crap about me. He ain't coming to my house eating chicken with me. He ain't bringing AJ over there so Tony can stay and drool over. He ain't doing nothing over there for us.
We were
He ain't
almost,
doing,
yeah, almost.
he ain't doing nothing like that for us. So why am I going to take a personal stand on him like that? Like, yes, I'm going to defend CM Punk. No, but I will take a stand on, just like I do with everything else. And people that have read my Facebook on here knows this. When it comes to race, when it comes to sex, when it comes to sexuality or whatever, I take a stand on people being treated equal because I believe everyone should be treated equal. Does it turn out that way? Hell no, it don't. But should we strive for it? Hell yeah, we should. And especially a company that I love and a sport that I love with professional wrestling should abide by those terms 100%. And I'm just going to go ahead and give a blanket statement because we got some extra chances to win so far. We went so far in such a quick time. Perfect example. Women that are discriminated against because of their size, they can't be champions. You got Nia Jax that can act a damn fool and be a champion if you put her in the right role. You got Piper Niven that's a skilled wrestler that can be champion, and they treat her like trash and give her a tag team belt just to shut her the hell up. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of women out there that are wonderful, excellent, beautiful. I'm not going to say beautiful, well, technically beautiful wrestlers that can do a lot of things, but because they don't have a skinny look, blonde hair, blue eyes, that Vince McMahon would probably pay another $12 million to get in alone in the room, they don't get exposed. I'm sick of this one side of this when it comes to the professional wrestling business. The guy's always got to be muscle bound and chiseled and look like a Greek god. No, professional wrestling was all sizes of dudes, all shades of nationalities coming together, acting a fool, entertaining the crowd. Not because they were muscle bound, chiseled, not because they could fly all over the place and leap and bounds and do 30 cartwheels, not because somebody could use a screwdriver and put it in somebody's eye. It was the entertainment value and the personality of that person that brought out professional wrestling. And I'm sorry. All of this stuff that's going on, especially AEW unfortunately went the other way with that with me. I thought that they would have been more towards that. Willow Nightingale, perfect example, should be the face of a company. Not Dr. Britt Baker, Willow Nightingale, because guess what? I ain't heard of Britt Baker going to Japan doing nothing. And everybody valued Japan. And guess what? Japan hits harder than America. That's what everybody's saying. So why are we celebrating some doctor that pulls teeth out of your mouth instead of a girl that actually wrestles and they can wrestle and work the circuit? It's the same thing. And I'm sorry. I don't go for that. I never will stand for that. I will never stand for somebody being prejudiced. I will never stand somebody shading somebody because of their weight. I would never stand somebody shading somebody because of their color. I would never shade somebody because they do flips or somebody that's muscle bound only. I don't like that. You need a variety in wrestling. And that's the problem with wrestling today. No variety, no fundamentals. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I will make this pact with you, Bobby. If they fire certain people in WWE, like Vince McMahon from the TKO board of directors, Nick Khan from the presidency of WWE, and Bruce Pritchard from anything to do with WWE, once their ass follows Kevin Dunn onto the unemployment line, then I will change my attitude about WWE.
But Vince
Can I say this? I definitely, Vince don't have power, but he's still a figurehead there. So I can see what he's saying because the figurehead kind of represents, what the old guard was. It seems like they're taking up for that. So I can see his
We'll
point
get
on that
there.
one.
We'll
My
get
thing is this: Nick Khan. I don't understand your beef with Nick Khan. He just got put into a place to where he was supposed to make money, and he did. He did a job.
Nick Khan was appointed to his position by Vince McMahon prior to the merger, and he has carried out that old man's orders since he got there, so he's got to go.
Wait a minute, to sell the
He's a
company for
flunky.
billions of dollars?
He's a
I'm sorry.
flunky.
I can't think he's a flunky. He's a rich motherfucker that's smart.
So is Vince McMahon, but I want
No,
him
he
gone
ain't. He ain't
too.
smart at all. He ain't smart at all because he spent $12 million on the check. I'm sorry. That ain't smart.
I didn't say that his penis was smart. I said he was smart.
Okay, question.
The penis is legally blind. And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
No, Vince McMahon is not smart because he could have got way more pussy for way less money.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. We went down a weird tunnel there.
See what Chris Jericho took us?
Well, you know, sometimes the Ocho makes things difficult, doesn't he?
Let's not even go there.
I'm not saying that Jericho is, like I said, if he's guilty, then fire his ass now.
If he's guilty, then that'll explain why he's called the Ocho.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Wait a minute. Did she come out saying he was the Uno?
I mean, he could be the Uno. But I think
Thank you for joining us.
Ty said he's the Ocho.
Thank you for joining us on FTW. That counts as one. Oh dear God! Please move us ahead, Motown.
Wait. Hold on. I gotta say something. Here on the chat, Ty says, "Don't be talking about my other boo. I'm gonna talk about him. I'm gonna talk about him all day long."
Oh God!
Ty, you not used to the real thing. You used to Ocho. You used to Uno, not Ocho. You used to Uno.
Oh.
Stop playing Uno. Use a reverse card on that. Use a reverse card. Stop playing Uno.
Skip Uno, please. Skip with 4 extra for a wild card.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'll keep it right here. Ty come around. She might get a draw 4.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. We love our fans, YouTube. Please do not kill us.
All right, moving on.
No, please move on.
And our next subject is You Tapped Out. So we're going to discuss our You Tapped Out moment of the week. We normally kick this off with Marcus, but while Bobby's free, we're going to kick it off with Bobby, then go to Marcus.
Y'all tapped out. Think about this. What has been the one show that's been continuously disappointing, that has not had my interest at all, that I tried to look at for 5 minutes and I cut it off. And I tried again and cut it off. And I tried again and cut it off. And I tried again and fell asleep. Then I had company last night, so I didn't even try. Guess which one was that?
But last night Collision has some nice ass in that ring, though, man.
Man.
I'm sorry, I had it right next to me, so I didn't even care. But that's what I'm saying. I don't even care. I mean, they have really lost all of my interest on what's going on. The flippity doo-dah-day stuff, they need to get back to. The devil thing was disappointing, even though we kind of figured out who it was. It made me lose even more interest. I'm down to even less than a quarter of a tank of gas with these guys. I'm about to run out. And unfortunately, I have to say AEW is my You Tapped Out as a whole, because I was thinking New Year, maybe they were setting up something to go ahead and bang it out and make it something worthwhile for us to watch. And it was the same old sludge, and I'm disappointed as hell. I mean, I'm more disappointed than mad because it's like, what you got? Do you need to call Snoop to get some of the good stuff to go ahead and figure out what you want to do? I mean, it's either alcohol, they need some weed. Maybe Tony Khan needs to spend $12 million on the check to go ahead and do the stuff right. I don't know, but it's getting disappointing and it's getting me like, eh. So I gotta say, AEW as a whole is one you tapped out.
But before we go to Marcus, I do want to get Ty a shout out on something because she posted in the wrestling group that Sky Blue was taking on Kiera Hogan, and that's a lot of cakes taking each other on a collision. So the last night
Duncan
collision, the
Hines.
first collision, I watched it about 4 or 5 weeks. Thank you, Ty.
Man,
Thank you, Ty.
man, it was more cakes than Mindy's Bakery, boy.
Boom.
Man,
Thank you
Remember
for
they-
joining us on FTW Future Focus. The
Remember they closed on Mondays and
edition.
Tuesdays.
man.
Remember
Yeah.
they closed on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Yeah,
But
they
the
were
big
open,
league
yeah,
was
but they were
good
wide
on
open.
Saturday.
Right.
Oh, dear God. Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Please don't grab them cakes.
Man.
Please don't. Oh, good God.
Oh, just like the Junkyard Dog song, grab them cakes.
Cakes. Oh, you do? Yeah. I remember.
Or like The Rock said, you want some pie? Yes.
Oh, God. Thank you for joining us.
So in other words, are you saying it was Baker Square last night?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, oh yeah.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
I had to pull out all.
It's a shame that Kiera Hogan is lesbian, but that means Sky Blue could serve me a nice big chunk of that poontang pie.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Well,
Did it?
Chicago made.
man.
That's right.
Yep.
All right, Marcus, what's your tap out for the week?
My tap out was this big to do about Triple H's big announcement.
Oh, we'll talk about that later. Yeah.
I know, so I'm not gonna go that deep into it, but you talk about just a big letdown. I mean, you had to have a special announcement on Peacock for that. So yeah, I know we're gonna cover it. I'll just stop right there. That was my tap out though, right there.
I'm gonna go next because I'm gonna kind of piggyback a little bit. I have a different tap out moment, but since we're covering, there's a reason why I didn't pick that. But that was the most disappointing shit ever.
That's it.
But my tapped out moment.
No. That's not. No. Why did you go say that?
No, it was like they hyped up this big announcement. It's like, oh, Money in Bank's gonna be in Canada. Big fucking deal.
Exactly.
Hold on. The most disappointing thing that I've seen on a wrestling show is Willow Nightingale not being in bra and panties when I see her on TV. That's the most disappointing thing I've seen.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Wait a minute, Bobby. You didn't come over to the dark side of the force? You want some bra and panty matches?
I didn't say bra and panties match. I just want to see her in the bra and panties.
Same difference.
All right, but my tap out moment actually happened on Raw. It wasn't a horrible moment. It's just something I'm sick of. It's Drew McIntyre. Going into that match with Seth Rollins, he's 0-6 in world title matches. Now he's 0-7 in world title matches. Stop giving this motherfucker title matches. I'm just tired of him. I'm tired of Drew. I'm tired of this somewhat of a push, but not really. It's like he's getting a jobber push. Should have got the pop with Drew McIntyre. I'm just tired. Like I never really. Anytime he's in a title match, I know he's not going to win. I'm tapped out on Drew. So what's your tapped out, Rob?
Well, here's where Mr. No Fun pisses off the internet. My tap out moment also comes from Raw, and it's The Rock.
Oh.
The Rock's return is my tap out of the week.
What?
Because we know exactly where this is going. we know that this, and me and Tony discussed this on
That's why I
Motown
knew what his
Wrestling.
type I was already. It wasn't a surprise to me.
Well, we're going to be talking about that too, but that shocked me.
No, the real it's nothing. It's not against The Rock personally, and it's not because we know that this is a marquee match that they've been trying to shove down our throats since 2015, because they've been trying to get Roman over since 2015. But you know what this is gonna do, and to me it's exhibit A that proves that WWE is not willing to change, that Vince McMahon is still in charge, or at least his ideology is, and that WrestleMania has become this blue light special for celebrities and gimmicks and other crap that is foisted onto us for the sake of people who want to make a quick buck at the grandest stage of them all. WrestleMania has become dominated by mania posers who only watch the product from the end of January to the beginning of April, and The Rock is just a symptom of it. We're going to get Rock versus Reigns, which means that Cody's story ended last year, that LA Knight is more than likely either going to get Gunther or Logan Paul as a consolation prize, and who the hell knows what's going to happen with Orton and Punk. So all of this has been thrown in for the benefit of The Rock and for casual fans who don't give a damn about anything but The Rock. So that's my tap out.
And it's not just for the casual fans, but it's for the millions and millions of the fans that actually do want to see that shit.
Okay, I am admittedly in the minority, but like I said on Facebook, I care about good matches, period. There's a rumor that Hogan is going to have a 40th anniversary match at WrestleMania. And as much as I love Hogan, I don't want to see that shit because I know it's going to be garbage. It will be terrible, and it will stink up WrestleMania like yesterday's fish.
That's because Hogan is nowhere near in the shape that Rock's.
Wait. Ty Conti's coming to WWE?
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh my God, I wasn't going to go there, but yes. A whole
I don't think nobody wants to go there instead of Sammy Guevara.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future. But no, my point is that a Hulk Hogan match at WrestleMania 40 would be a disgusting disgrace to the industry, and I'm sorry, but The Rock is not going to be in ring shape by then. Roman Reigns is lazy as fuck.
Not see that, man?
Good physical shape does not mean good ring shape. That doesn't mean he's going to give us a good match, and that's what I want. I don't want all this hype for a mediocre match, and we know that's what it's going to be.
So I want it all. I want the story. I want the promos. I want the build. I want it all. Like, don't just give me a good match with no build. That's what AEW does.
Okay, do you remember what Rock and Cena was? Those two matches. Those matches were mediocre at best. That's not The Rock's fault, but he and Cena were all hype, all promos, but when it came to the match, it was subpar. And that's exactly what we're going to get with Rock versus Roman, and I am not looking forward to it. But that's what we're going to get.
But I'll also say they had one of the better matches on the card. There was worse matches on that card than them two with full-time wrestlers.
Yeah, but that's like comparing polished turds. WrestleMania 28 and 29 were not the best cards in the world.
But they were not the worst matches on that card, though. That is my point, though. Like, you're like, all these other guys in ring shape and everything, the ones who've been doing it year in, year out, did not perform as good as them two. They may not have given you. They may not have been like Flair Steamboat, but they outperformed a lot of your full time wrestlers on that card.
Well, that's the problem. If we could build up full-time wrestlers on the regular roster, they wouldn't need to bring in celebrities. It would work better. But,
all right. Well, we got to get on to the next one, which is the moment of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Can I?
We got to be discussing this at the end anyway. So
let me kick off the moment of the week because it kind of ties in with Bob's tapped out.
Yeah.
But not quite the way you think, though. Because my moment of the week was when they announced that a former WWE champion is coming out, and out comes the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal.
The bait and switch was your moment.
Yes. And the reason why that was my moment is because it made The Rock's return even better.
Yeah.
But Jinder Mahal was the MVP of that segment, in my opinion. That motherfucker controlled the crowd. He was on point. He hung with The Rock. I was really, really impressed with Jinder Mahal on that segment. He was my MVP of that segment. I don't think the build of The Rock would have been as good if they didn't do the bait and switch, specifically with Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal showed that he is a main event player in that segment. He is my moment of the week.
That was good.
Marcus.
Okay. Tony, I hope your mom is listening because my moment of the week is a women's match. And it was Rhea versus Ivy Nile. I'm gonna tell you, I enjoyed that match. I mean, it was a really good match, and in my opinion, Rhea Ripley is approaching GOAT status. If she stays healthy and be and around for a while, she might be up there with Charlotte as a GOAT. I mean, I'm just saying that Gunther is the best seller in the business, but I don't know. Rhea's fastly approaching that status. I mean, she's sold for Ivy because I mean, you look at it. There's no reason Ivy should be hanging with Nia. I mean, you got a midget against a giant, but Rhea sold that. She put her over good, and it had me sitting there watching it. Rhea's one of my favorites now. I really enjoyed that match. So that's my moment right there.
Rob.
Rob, what's your moment of the week?
I think he's frozen.
Oh, okay, my turn. Okay.
Yeah.
My moment of Dynamite as a whole for the show, because there were segments of it that I didn't enjoy, but the parts that I did enjoy were excellent. Dante Martin versus Orange Cassidy was a fast-paced match, AEW Originals, and they shined in that moment for the future.
I honestly like when Dante was doing the Orange Cassidy
in the main event was with Garcia. Exactly. They were putting it was psychological, and there was kind of a mirror into a future where Orange Cassidy could be a heel. And I appreciated that very much. Strickland versus Garcia was a damn good match. Just everything that was in ring for Dynamite was fantastic, except for the dancing. That drove me nuts. And the excessive talking and yakking segments drove me nuts. But all in all, the future of AEW with Joe as champion and the stuff that they're experimenting with looks good to me. I'm interested in that. So that was my moment.
All right. Well, my moment of the week, since you took 1, 2, and 3 of mine.
Even Dynamite?
I'm sorry, man.
Because I got to admit, Strickland was a badass match.
Yeah. Strickland should be.
Strickland was a badass.
If they don't put the world title on that man at some point, there's something wrong.
I want to see him and Dax Harwood. I want
I
to see
don't see
them
that.
him and
I
but
I want to see him
Yes.
and Chad.
back to what my moment of the week. So everybody took my top three. I'm going to go with my number four. I kind of figured that was going to happen though, because Ivy now. I'm surprised Marcus said Ivy now, because that was going to be my main one.
Hmm.
And he stepped up and stole my woman's match. Who would have thought Marcus would have stole my woman's match? Really?
Man, I'm telling. I always
But
say,
how? But think about this. How many times on this broadcast have I said something about Ivy now?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, there you go.
right.
So I'm glad she did get a shot. I'm glad she got a shot. But my number one, it was on SmackDown. It was one person that came out. It's two people that I got a note on this, but it was a group. It was AOP
Oh yeah.
and Karrion Cross coming back. Paul Ellering were lurking out the side. But Scarlett, oh my God. Oh my God. I lost my noodles. I did. Oh, I'm sorry. Scarlett just, and I like this pairing because Paul Ellering is teaching her how to be a manager. She's always been a valet, but she's learning how to be a manager now. So I think the next 6 months for Paul Ellering is going to be interesting. Give her a lot of insight on how to be a manager. And if she can do the psychological stuff that Paul Ellering is known for, the way she looks with a psychological edge is going to be killer on screen. That was the best move I got to say AEW have done. And Ty says, I want what Scarlett wore on SmackDown this past Friday night. Please send pictures. Anyway,
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh my God.
I got us at 16.
but I mean, honestly, that was a good thing to see because I think Karrion Cross is now in a role that fits him. He's with a manager that can bring it out. He's with a tag team faction that can bring it out. And I think they're going to wreak havoc. I think it's going to be them and Judgment Day. It's probably going to be some of the brutal. Them and Judgment Day, and them and what is this fucking, what are they fucking names? Oh God, Gunther and them.
Oh, Imperium.
Thank you.
Imperial.
I think that's going to be a triad of the most brutal matches that we have seen in the WWE, hands down.
Well, we might
right,
get
but-
a replay of faction warfare now that
Right.
you have Cross and AOP, and you've got Lashley with Street Profits, with the Judgment Day and the Bloodline potentially. We could have that faction war again.
Right. But who would be the baby
Well,
in those matches?
who knows? I just know what happened in Survivor Series War Game.
Do we really need one though? I mean, I would love a round of heel wars in WWE.
Yeah, but somebody's gonna come out to babyface in that group though. The fans are
Well,
gonna
de facto, but
right. Exactly.
yeah,
Honestly, I could see the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley end up being the baby faces.
probably.
Especially
All
like
right,
with
yeah.
AFP, it just kind of threw them over. So
So next subject we're going to be talking about is one of the things that we already said on here. Well, the major announcement by Triple H that WWE is going to be in Canada for Money in the Bank. Now, I know he said it was disappointment. We all just said, "What the hell? Why would he do something like that?" You notice, you notice I kept quiet though, and it's for a reason. There's something deeper that goes into this. I don't know if I should explain it and then let you guys react off of it, or you tell me what you think and then I explain the reason he did.
I say explain it because I have no idea.
Yeah,
I mean, 'cause
and
you
we
already
don't
know
know
that
when the phone's going to ring. So go ahead and
Oh yeah, good
and
point.
you already know that we didn't like it, so like it was
Right.
came up lame, came up like Vince, real limp.
Everybody says WWE doesn't take shots at AEW, and they do.
Yeah.
This was one of them. AEW's most major market in the North American territory is Canada. It's not the United States. Canada loves AEW. Canada has the biggest fans that will turn out each and every single time. Canada has lost their mind because they forgot about Natalia Neidhart and looks at Kenny Omega. I'm sorry, I'd rather look at Natalia Neidhart. Canada seem like that they think the WWE has turned on them and that AEW is now their home product because of Kenny Omega. Boy, did they just wake up the dragon. This was to send a shot off to AEW, let them know we are the guys here in North America. We are the guys that's going to be taking over the world. Your major shows that you made a lot of money off of was out of Canada. That's where they made most of their profit. That was Canada. So what are we going to do? Is take your major market away? They made this whole big announcement, or made it like a big announcement, to let them know this is important. Come to our show. We're showing attention to the show because we're making this big announcement. Spend your money with us. And they're going to try to outsell AEW at every factor that they can when they go to Canada.
But they go to Canada every year.
Not like they're doing now. This is a major thing. Remember I told you they were going to start going out of the country for some of these pay-per-view events, PLEs or whatever they're going to call them? Mm-hmm. They never did that. Not until lately when they went to London. Ironically, AEW went there. So this is a shot across the bow to let you know, to let them know we sinking your ship. And this is where the war starts. It's not going to be fought here on the land of the United States. It's going to be fought overseas like every other war. Rob, your thoughts?
I'm glad you went to be next. And I think you know why. Because where
I wanted to go to you next.
Well, okay, but I have said that All in London was a game changer. And you say they woke up the dragon. I say they scared the shit out of the dragon. And now WWE is playing catch up, and that's why they're starting this conflict. It's not because they disregard AEW and want to troll them and destroy them. I think that it's legitimate fear. It's because they've ignored the international market for so long. Somebody stepped in and gave them good quality, and now WWE is trying to take that back. I don't think it's going to work, especially since the way that they did it initially was as a troll. We all know that Triple H was making fun of Tony Khan by making this frivolous ass announcement about where Money in the Bank was going to be, because nobody gives a shit about Money in the Bank, especially WWE, and Damien Priest is like the prime example, exhibit A of that. Now, it is entirely possible that if AEW makes enough mistakes, WWE is going to lean down with their big ass thumb and smash AEW under the new monopoly. But I think that there's the potential it could backfire. And Canadian professional wrestling fans are some of the most defiant. A lot of them have the same mindset I do about WWE. So if they're going to go to war in Canada, I don't think it's going to be as one-sided as you might think, Bobby. I think AEW has a chance to beat WWE on that battlefield.
I'm not saying it's going to be one-sided. I'm just saying it's going to be the way they're going to do some damage.
Well, there's going to be a war, but I think AEW is going to draw some blood in this one.
Can I go next?
Sure. Sure.
SmackDown was just in Vancouver, and that was the highest grossing event in Vancouver history, and that was the SmackDown. Prior to that, Edge's last match against Sheamus was in Canada. I mean,
Toronto.
WWE has done good business in Canada, which is why I don't understand what the big deal with Money in the Bank being in Canada, other than the fact that they were just in Canada when they made the announcement. WWE never done bad in Canada as far as ticket sales, numbers, anything. Whether it was a pay-per-view, SmackDown, Raw, or whatever. Canada loves wrestling. They've never done bad. I don't think the WWE is scared of AEW. They're the marketing machine. Like AEW is best day and WWE is worst day as far as like revenue and shit goes. It's not a competition. It's not.
Yeah.
Can
Tony.
AEW be good? Yes.
Tony, let me say this. No one, and that's even New Japan that goes over to Canada, no one has made a bigger splash besides the WWE in Canada other than AEW. If you want to go back in the day, you could probably say, the Ganyas or, you know what I'm saying, or the Hearts or something like that where they had their stuff. But as far as today, in today's shows, nobody has made a bigger splash in Canada as much as AEW. And it's not about, this is what people don't understand. It's not about how much money and gross you make at times. It's about how much of the market share you hold. WWE has ran off with like 96, 97% of the market share for I don't know how long lately. Because New Japan was the only one that was going over there doing a little bit of stuff. And then you had independents. The market share right now with AEW coming in there has shrunk them from like the 90s. And I mean, I'm not an AEW fan, but I'm going to give them credit where they deserve credit. They went from the 90s, I'm going to say probably all the way down to the 50s to the 40s, because Canada loves AEW much. I don't understand why, but they do.
I mean,
Rebellion.
when it comes to the market share and everything, that's the part I don't understand though, because I just felt like SmackDown on Friday was the highest grossing event in Vancouver, and it was like, well, AEW's doing better in Canada. I don't get it.
I'm saying that they're doing better than expected in Canada, because you can live with someone else having part of the market share. You know what I'm saying? If they only getting 10% of the market share, who cares? They got the 90. I'm stopping them anyway.
But
once you start getting to that point, wait, hold on. But once you start getting to that point where that other entity is getting 30%, and then you got a smaller entity that's taking 5%, you only got 65% of market share. That's when it sits up there and it hits you like, hold on. I could be drawing more money out these guys, but they don't spend their money with them. They spend their money with me.
But see, when I look at those numbers, I don't look at those numbers as like, oh, we're scared of AEW for beating us. I look at it like, you're taking some of my money, but we're still dominating.
Well, nobody's saying that WWE is doing bad business in Canada or that Canada hates WWE. What we're saying, or what I'm saying anyway, is that Canadian wrestling fans are more rebellious toward WWE, and they're willing to be more open to a different product than American wrestling fans
There
are.
you go.
Same
There
story
you
in
go.
Japan.
Now, I think you guys saying that, but from what we've seen for the last couple of shows, Vancouver was the highest grossing show in Vancouver, and that was a SmackDown. When they did in Toronto with Ezra's there, I mean, they're doing good business. Like, I don't see them rebellion against the WWE. They're still
It
showing up.
is.
They're still showing. They're still selling out. They're still making their money. So I
Didn't
don't get the
Canada,
rebellion part.
and maybe this is a bad example, but didn't TNA do a show in Canada and they bombed the hell out?
I think they did. I would have to look at those numbers again. That was a few years ago. But the rebellion part is that when it comes to letting somebody else into the market, Canadian fans are not as quick to reject AEW as some American fans are. There's a lot of American fans who will watch WWE and nothing else, and anytime you mention AEW, they will take a big giant shit on it. Canadian fans are still pissed off about the Montreal Screwjob, and they will let in an alternate product based on the fact that they want alternatives and they don't want to be dominated by WWE. They're
Well,
willing
guys,
to let that in.
we've been really running up at the mouth, and we've been over time on this subject.
I'm sorry,
Marcus,
go ahead, Mark.
let me hear what Marcus got to say.
Yeah, no, when you posted the question, I was thinking I had no idea because I see WWE being worried about AEW for any. I mean WWE. They still do good business there, and if they were trying to take a shot at AEW, they would have came with one of the big four shows, not just Money in the Bank. So I don't think I still don't know to answer your question. I mean, I'll take your word for the numbers, but I don't think think about at all. So I don't think it was a shot at anybody as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, 'cause I looked at it as like they were in Vancouver for SmackDown. The
Yeah.
day after that, they made the announcement there. I mean, they
So
do.
you guys think it was just a stupid one-off?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I mean, SmackDown just was the highest grossing revenue event in Vancouver, and that was a fucking SmackDown.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so,
Like I mean, the whole market share thing. I mean, I don't understand all that aspects of it. I look at like sellouts and revenue and ratings.
Fair enough.
Like for me, like if I'm a boy, if I'm going to like boycott something, I'm not going. Like to me, a boycott is like, hey, you normally sell out here, this time you didn't because we're sick of your shit. We ain't buying your tickets. They're still buying their tickets. They're still selling out left and right in Canada.
Well, like you said, Canada loves wrestling, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's something that we can like explore just to see where how Money in the Bank does. Speaking of Money in the Bank, our next subject is Damien Priest and when the hell he's going to get to use the briefcase, where and against whom, and does it screw over Cody Rhodes in his finishing the story thing? So, Marcus, you want to start us off on this?
in terms of when he's going to cash in, I think it's going to be on the Raw. I don't see because I'm thinking what's coming up. You got Royal Rumble, you got Elimination Chamber, and we've got Mania. So I see him being added to the list of the distinct club of guys who cash in and lose. So I think that's what's going to happen. He's probably going to cash in on Seth and somehow lose. Is what I'm thinking. And in terms of Cody, I mean, to me, that this story should be over with. You know, I was one of the ones who I just knew Cody was going to win last year. far as I'm concerned, that ship has sailed. I mean, I really, to me, it would be a terrible decision to put the belt on Cody at this point. He shouldn't beat. He should not beat Roman. Cody is a star, but he's not better than Roman. He should not beat Roman. So, if you got, I mean, I don't think anybody would disagree with me. If you got a match between, what's the bigger match, Cody and Roman or Rock versus Roman? Well, we all know hands down what that is. So at this point, fuck Cody on that point. His failed. The story is over. He failed. Okay, you failed, just like Dusty did most times. That's the roles. They fail. Okay, it's over. Move on. Move on. That's it. That's it, Cody. It's over. You failed at your mission, and for the brandy, in front of your mama, in front of your little baby, it's over. You failed.
Dang.
Oh,
That's it.
Dang.
Yeah, he failed. The story is over. So Cody ain't screwed. Cody screwed Cody. All right. That's it. So
I have never seen such a verbal emasculation in my entire life. I thought I was.
Wait.
I'm tired of hearing this. End his story. The story ended. It's over. He lost.
Can I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Be my guest. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I agree with Marcus on so many fucking levels.
Yeah.
The cash is going to be at Raw. It is going to be on Seth Rollins. I honestly think he might take the title himself. I think it could be a successful successful. When I say it could be, I'm giving it 55-45. I'm getting 50. I'm not putting money on it. I'm not betting on Damien Priest taking the title from Seth like I put money on Roman beating Cody. But is this going to screw over Cody? No. And it's funny because me and Marcus even talk about this, Bobby, but me and Bobby talked about this because Marcus pretty much echo what I said. The story's over. He been there, done that. In my opinion, last year at WrestleMania, WWE missed the boat by putting Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania when Sami Zayn was red hot. Sami Zayn should not have been wrestling Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber. Sami Zayn should have been in the main event at WrestleMania. He was more over than Cody. Right now, The Rock is a bigger star than Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton just came back and is a bigger star than Cody Rhodes. Not counting Rob. Everybody knows that CM Punk is a bigger star than Cody Rhodes. You have bigger money to make with other people than Cody Rhodes. And I'll be honest with you, in my opinion, LA Knight, who's getting lost in the shuffle with all these people coming back. LA Knight's getting fucked with all the people coming back. But LA Knight deserves that spot. He's more over than Cody Rhodes. I'm with Marcus. Fuck Cody. Your story's over. Your story's going to end with an IC title or a US title. And don't even look like that, Bobby, because I already told you, I do not want to see this Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns rematch. Been there,
Yeah,
done
you did
that.
say that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to rehash that, especially when WrestleMania, in all honesty, is about your big match moments, and they have bigger matches than Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton is bigger than Cody Rhodes. CM Punk is bigger than Cody Rhodes. LA Knight right now is more over with the fans than Cody Rhodes. The Rock is one of the biggest stars, more over than Cody Rhodes. I want the biggest match at WrestleMania in the WrestleMania main event, and that's not Cody Rhodes.
Oh, damn it. I wanted Bobby to take this one next. But since the Hampton Protocol doesn't want to cooperate, let's examine the conversation that we just had. We have established what I have been saying all along, that WWE has an unfair and based upon favoritism and fame and name recognition hierarchy that starts with The Rock and goes all the way down to Damien Priest.
Oh, David was a bomb on that book.
Yeah, number one. Okay, well, let me go in order here. First of all, Damien Priest has been completely screwed over with the Money in the Bank, and nobody gives a rat's ass when he cashes it in, where or why, because there's probably
and Rob, because they had booked him horribly since he had that
yes,
briefcase.
yes, they have
So,
booked Damien
so
Priest like a bitch during
yeah,
that whole thing.
yeah.
There's like a 70-30 chance that he's going to lose when he cashes in anyway. Number two, if he does cash in, it's not going to be against Roman or whoever is involved with that main event. It's going to be against Rollins, and we've been there and done that. Where it happens is more than likely going to be the Raw after WrestleMania, just so that they can tease it and get rid of Money in the Bank so that they can put the briefcase back on the pole and renew the whole thing so they can figure out who to screw over for the next year and a half. Finally, Marcus is 100% right about Cody Rhodes. Here's the Cody Rhodes story. Once upon a time, there was the grandson of a plumber, and he never won the big one. The end. That's the Cody Rhodes story. And WrestleMania, no matter where they stick him, it is not going to improve that fact. He's either going to job to Roman again, he's going to get a booby prize match with Randy Orton. And okay, the rumor is, the latest thing is that they want the title out of the picture, and so they're gonna job Reigns to Orton in this four-way match so that they don't have to job Roman. They can put the belt on Orton, and then they can stick Cody in with Randy in order to get that in order to finish the story, and then Cody will be a lame duck champion.
I hope they don't do that.
Well, see, if they do that, then Roman has to beat The Rock because The Rock can't have the damn title. He's going to yada yada back to Hollywood and make more shitty movies after Mania is over. So
All his movies are shitty, Rob.
Exactly. That's my whole fucking point. The Rock makes shitty movies, but he's famous, and then they're gonna stick him into the main event of WrestleMania.
He makes some good movies too, Rob.
Yes. Hogan made shitty movies too. That's why he shouldn't have a match at Mania 40. That's why no fucking celebrity should have a match at Mania 40.
No, Hogan should have a match at Mania 40 because he's old and out of shape and he can hardly fucking walk, much less wrestle.
If Hogan tried to have a match at Mania 40, he would end up paralyzed, and I don't want to see that happen to anyone.
That's a selling point, Rob.
Ugh, okay, but when it comes to Damien Priest, bottom line, it's probably going to happen the Raw after WrestleMania. He's going to lose. Nobody's going to give a shit, and Money in the Bank Canada is going to be the next thing to talk about. And I am not looking forward to Mania 40 as much as everybody else is. I just see a whole bunch of diarrhea coming down the pipe.
Wait. You say if he can't in the Raw at WrestleMania? This is not a prediction. This is a spoil. If Cody finishes his story at Mania and wins a title, Damien's taking it from him the next night.
That would be the kind of shit they would book. Yes.
And you know why that would happen?
Because
he's a Rhodes.
Oh yeah, exactly. You don't understand how everybody, and don't just look at Vince as being petty. Triple H is petty too. I won money. I was the only one that said Cody didn't win his title last year because of pettiness. That motherfucker put a sledgehammer at the throne in AEW, and Triple H has not forgotten that.
Okay, Bobby's free. Let him get his take because I know this is going to blow us away.
Well, Damien Priest The boy with the braids. Listen, everybody's slipping on something. Everybody's talking about The Rock, and I know we're going ahead of time, but The Rock's not happening at WrestleMania 40. That's not going to happen. It is going to be Cody versus Reigns. There's going to be a twist to this, though. Cody will beat Reigns, but Damien Priest is coming right behind him and cashing it in. I can guarantee you that. He is the Rhodes. But the one thing about the Rhodes is they love chasing the belt. Hardly ever holding the title, but chasing the belt. Think about Dusty's runs when he had that belt. He's had it for a very short time and relinquished it on his own. And if you remember the stories, they wanted him to keep that belt. He's like, no, baby. No. I should be chasing this belt, not sitting up here holding it like that. That's for the flares. That's for the flares. That was Dusty. And that's Cody. I know why Tony thinks that Triple H is being petty. And I wouldn't put it past him for being petty if this was 10 years ago. But this is a different Triple H that I'm seeing here. I don't know if Stephanie McMahon has rolled his pettiness out of him.
See that good.
It would be hey, I can't discount that. That could be real good.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
That's what I'd be saying.
About that.
That's what I'd be saying to Stephanie. But anyway,
thank you for joining us on FTW.
But Triple H ain't the same dude. Shawn Michaels ain't even that same dude. So I don't see the pettiness. I'm seeing Cody's calling this. Cody is calling it this way because that's the way he's been brought up. He's going to win it. He's going to fulfill his prophecy. And he's going to get shut down right immediately because Damien Priest is going to cash it in. The Judgment Day is going to whoop that ass. And Cody is going to be his own nightmare. Damien Priest will walk out as the Universal Champion at WrestleMania 40.
That's a horrible WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, sure.
No, it ain't. I'm liking it.
Actually, Bobby,
that's not that I like at all.
Honestly, Bobby, I would rather have you booking WrestleMania 40 than anyone currently employed by WWE.
And this is why. Let me explain why I like it. Damien Priest do deserve it. Damien Priest is good. Damien Priest needs the belt to elevate himself, though. Wait. All the people. Wait. Let me finish. All the people that you mentioned do not need the belt to elevate themselves. They don't need it. Damien Priest is one that's on that teeter-totter that needs that belt to elevate him. Right now, LA Knight don't even need the belt to elevate himself. Damien Priest does.
Okay, but
So
here's
give
the
it to
problem
him.
that I have, though, with Damien Priest. How they've been booking him. When Miz had Money in the Bank, Miz was winning matches left and right and made you believe this could be a champion. They have not booked Damien Priest strong at all.
No, they haven't.
They have dropped the ball. So do I agree with you that he should be a champion? Absolutely. He's definitely talented enough. He's definitely good enough. They have dropped the ball on Damien Priest on this run.
No. Because think about this. You got to think about this.
He has dropped out too many single matches.
Hold on, but you got to understand the psychology behind this is not so. It's to boost Damien Priest. Don't get me wrong, but we forget another factor that is going to boost too. That's Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is the head of that faction. Number one, she's already making history by being the head of a men's faction. Now she's going to be the head. She's going to make history by being the head of a men's faction that includes the world's heavyweight or universal heavyweight champion. Look at what statements that's making. People don't look at that side of the bridge. They look at, oh, well, Damien Priest is a goofball. I agree. But if you look at the whole psychology behind it, yeah, it's to boost. It is to boost Damien Priest, but I'm letting this out early. Y'all just might as well let it out early. It's more to boost Rhea Ripley than Damien Priest.
See, Bobby, this is why I want you to book WrestleMania 40, because WWE Creative, as I've said many times, could screw up a cup of coffee. And right now, they are dropping the ball on Damien Priest, LA Knight, and pretty much everybody that isn't Roman Reigns or The Rock or maybe Randy Orton. I mean, did in this conversation, did we even mention Jey Uso? No. We didn't mention Kevin Owens.
Jey Uso's been irrelevant since he left the bloodline. He's been jobbing. He's been fucking jobbing since he left.
Exactly, and that is a crime.
It
Because
is.
Jey Uso did a damn good job. He dragged Roman into a watchable match at SummerSlam. I'm sorry, you guys loved that match, but Roman he wrestled like he had lead in his ass, and it only picked up when Jey Uso was allowed to be Jey Uso. And the fact that he and Knight and Owens and other people are being completely ignored as a result of The Rock coming back and the WWE going back to formula is exactly why I want Bobby Rogers to book Mania 40, because he would do a better job with the rest of the card instead of just having Rock Reigns up here and garbage the way down.
Wait, LA now was getting pushed to the side before Rock came back. Like when Randy Orton and CM Punk came back, he's kind of...
But that's the whole problem. WWE looks at debuting wrestlers like a whore looks at bank accounts. You jump from one to the other.
And don't wipe off afterwards.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Good God, I wasn't going to go that far, but I guess I opened the door.
So did she, but...
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Good God.
I wouldn't mind opening up Rhea Ripley's back door. That's a goddamn sure.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
I'm not the only one here. I know I'm not the only one. Marcus, you know you're not. Open up that back door. Don't act like you don't. You know you do.
Hey, leave me.
Don't give me that devilish laugh. Tell the truth.
20 is enough. I'm losing my voice now.
He sounded like Orson Welles over there, like, you know, he darn well would.
Well,
all right, but let's go and talk our last subject, which we've been talking about kind of in this whole process. Because I guess it did upset a couple of people that The Rock came back.
One person was mad.
One person was mad. But
hey, I'm used to being
honestly, Jinder Mahal did very well in that segment. Let's give props to Jinder Mahal. But right now, we're concentrating on The Rock right now. And it's The Rock versus Reigns that happened in the Elimination Chamber. The Australian government have already said they want The Rock. They made a promise that he could be there. They got him. So Rock versus Reigns at the Elimination Chamber. Now, I understand why they did this. I am happy that they're doing it this way. Cody will get to I think he's gonna fulfill a story where once that book closes, that he finishes the story, he's gonna lose that title. Not even seconds later. But the main thing through this whole thing is I don't think it's so much to boost WrestleMania because you're gonna already have the WrestleMania fans. Elimination Chamber is one that has been slacking when it comes to viewership. So, with The Rock going to Elimination Chamber to face Reigns in this family feud that's been well noted, we've talked about Jey Uso, Jimmy, all of them, Heyman. You know, do you think this is the first part of the question? Do you think that this will be the most highest viewed Elimination Chamber in WWE history? Tony.
First of all, you got a WrestleMania main event elimination chamber.
Oh
The
God,
thing,
why are we going over this again?
I'm just throwing that out there because
It shouldn't be. You already
it should
set
be.
your WrestleMania main
No,
event
because
last year.
here's my problem. If you do Rock and Cody at WrestleMania, it's going to be a letdown, in my opinion, because of the story between these two, the history, the bloodline, the promo, everything leading up to Elimination Chamber for this mega matchup. Cody's going to be a letdown for me if that's what we get in that Mania. It is. Cody's not as good as Cody. Don't have the history with Roman that Rock has for that story, for that build. Cody's not as good on the mic for that build to the match. Cody's not as big of a star as The Rock. So like the Elimination Chamber is gonna have the best match of the WrestleMania run as far as like hype anticipation mega matches. Will this draw a lot of eyes? Absolutely. The arena in Australia is like what 65,000 people. They're gonna fill that shit to the rafters easily. All eyes gonna be on Elimination Chamber on this. I don't know what Elimination Chamber's numbers have been. Because last year's Chamber should have been really good too, though. Because in my opinion, they did the same shit last year. Elimination Chamber main event last year was better than the WrestleMania main event last year. I enjoy Sammy and Roman more than I enjoy Roman and Cody. I don't think Cody deserved that spot. I don't think he should have that spot. And I think this main event, which is going to be a blockbuster Chamber main event, with the family involved, the bloodline involved, what these guys do on the mic. Nobody on this panel can tell me that Cody's as good as Roman Reigns on the mic. Nobody on this panel can tell me that Cody got the history to make this intriguing, like the mic, like like the Rock had. And I'm sorry, Rob. Cody versus Roman, I don't think is would it be a better match? It would be a little bit better. I don't think it's going to be a much better match than The Rock. I seen it last year. I
Okay.
really think if they book Cody to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania after the Rock feud, they're setting him up for failure. The
Okay.
story ended a year ago. It's over. It's dead.
I agree with that. The story ended last year and there's no momentum behind it.
And you can't pick
And
up any kind of momentum following Roman Rock with all the history and all the stuff they could do. Can they put on
look,
a better match, Rob? Absolutely, they can. But I don't think they can get people invested in it like those two do.
okay.
WWE
No,
is
but
about the entertainment, Rob.
WWE is about nepotism, and they just proved it with the. I mean, that's the only reason that that's happening. The Rock is famous. They want the general public to be interested in it, and that's the only reason that it's happening. Now,
I'm interested
I
in
am.
it.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that Roman Reigns versus The Rock is not going to make money. Of course, it's going to make money because it's the damn Rock. That's why it's going to make money. But that doesn't take away from the fact that once again in World Wrestling Entertainment, a part-timer who has made a name somewhere else and is 20 years past when they were relevant to the company, can waltz back in on top of everybody else on top of the roster, even people who made a big splash at their re-debut, can waltz right into the main event of WrestleMania. And not everybody in backstage is happy about it, including Roman Reigns, who is pissed off that he's might have to drop the belt before he faces The Rock. And obviously Cody is pissed because whatever he was promised in that contract that he signed his soul to, it was obviously a big ass lie. Now,
Well,
I don't.
I never known them to promise them anything. They always say, "I'll give you opportunities." They don't promise you shit.
Well, whatever the opportunity was, it was lost and Cody got suckered. And I have no sympathy for him whatsoever. He made that bed to lie in. Fuck him. But my point is that WWE, for years, and especially since the monopoly, has chased demographics. They have gone for cheap profits, and they will do anything to get their monopoly back, including drag out of mothballs anybody that they have to in order to make that cheddar. It doesn't matter if it's The Rock, Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar, or anybody else that they can drag out there that the general public understands who they are, and they will sacrifice match quality in order to get there. And I don't think that the match is going to happen at Elimination Chamber. They're going to do it at Mania 40. And even if they do have Rock Roman at Elimination Chamber, number one, it's going to be a mediocre match. Number two, it screws everybody else in the promotion. And number three, it's more about marketing than it is about. You're right. They are more about entertainment. I'm more about wrestling.
I mean, and that's the thing, because they are about the entertainment, the build, all that stuff. But
Yeah.
if we talk about match quality, though, Roman and Cody would be a better match. But would you honestly say it would be a much better match?
I would. Yes. I would say it would be a much better match.
Even after the match we saw last year.
Rock versus Reigns will probably be a 2.5, 3. Cody versus Roman 2 would probably be 3.25, 3.5 ballpark. That's my estimate.
That's not much better than me.
Well, it's like a 1.5 higher, but
and when I say that, with the story, the promos, all the hype that goes along with it too, though, I didn't think they set Cody up for failure.
Okay, how about Rock versus Cody? I think that would be a 4-star match at least. And Rock has history with Dusty. So it would be, and you know that the promo war would be excellent.
Rock Cody would be much better than Rock Roman. I really don't.
Based on Roman's performance this past 2 years, no.
I've been fine with Roman's performances over the last couple of years, especially like him and Logan. Some of it, he has some good matches. He's had
because of the opponents, not because of him. I'm sorry, Roman has been a big disappointment.
I throw in your face for that though, and you didn't like it though, but it was a really good match. Him and Logan Paul. Logan Paul is not a good wrestler, and that match was really good. That was all Roman. So no, Roman is good in the ring. He is good.
Yeah.
Like you act like Roman Reigns is Hulk Hogan in the ring. No, he is not.
Yeah, but he's no Randy Savage. And he's no no Rock. No, I'm not. I'm not arguing that Hulk Hogan was some kind of technical genius.
No, but I'm saying Roman's not that bad in the ring. Roman can have good matches. And I saw that with Logan Paul.
When he tries, when he puts it in underdrive like he did with Jey Uso and that god-awful 6-man tag at Backlash, he's horrible. When he tries, he's passable. When he's lazy,
Okay, so
he's
look-
horrid.
So let's look at single matches, not 6-man tag. Roman's a good wrestler.
He can be when he's not lazy. That's my point.
And I don't see him being lazy against The Rock. That's his family member. I don't see him being lazy in that match.
Yeah, but he's got to carry it. That's the problem. Is Bobby froze up? Or
It
is
seems
he?
like it.
Well, he may be froze up, but he's like hiding the camera. I think he's like running a credit card or something.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
All right, hold on. Wait. I gotta add something. Did I hear somebody say Logan Paul and Roman Reigns was not a good match?
Yes.
No.
Well, I didn't say it was a horrible match, but it wasn't something I enjoyed. No.
I brought up the Logan Paul match because Rob thinks that everybody carries Roman. Like, that's not the case. Roman's a good wrestler, and he showed it in that Logan Paul match. That Logan Paul match was a hell of a. Honestly, that Logan Paul match was better than the LA Knight match in Saudi Arabia. Much better.
I had to say so too. And I don't even like Logan Paul.
Mm.
I mean, that's why I was shocked because I'm like, I almost said something with the customers in front of me. I'm like, what? Hold up. I mean, how can, okay. My thing is this. Everybody's counting down Cody and Roman as being good. That's going to be good. That's going to be an epic match. They're going to bring out some stuff that you ain't seen. All right. So that's going to be off the wall banger. And him, and I'm going to say Finn Balor. Lord have mercy. Damien Priest is going to come in and shock the world on how he gets that money in the belt. I mean, not money in the belt, but cashes in the money in the bank and get that back. But when you start talking about The Rock is a physical specimen that is just one of those things that you just. I know you got to have ring shape, and there's a difference between ring shape and health and physical shape. I've been through it.
Yeah.
I'm not in ring shape right now. I know it. I'd get up on my bones and say, "What are you doing?" So yeah, I get you. All right. But at the same time, as long as The Rock has been doing it, and as long as The Rock has been getting his on, I'm sorry. I just don't see. I can see the beginning of the match being a little sluggish. But by the time that match finishes, he's on fire.
And the whole thing with Rock is like his style, and I get like shape, ring shape, whatever. Rock was never a phenomenal technical wrestler ever.
No.
Like nobody could ever say he was. So I'm not looking at Roman Rock as being a technical masterpiece, but I'm looking for The Rock to be The Rock.
Right.
I'm looking for like Rock could do Rock stuff right now at this stage of his life.
In front of the millions.
And millions.
Uh,
And a couple of hundred of The Rock fans.
shit.
But no, I'm sorry. I don't see any disappointments with Cody, with the Elimination Chamber. I don't see any disappointments with The Rock versus Reigns. I think Reigns is going to cheat The Rock to win again.
I don't know how much you heard because you was working though. Here's my concern with Cody and Roman after Rock. There's a lot more story with them too. So there's a lot more entertainment. There's a lot more build to that. The Rock is better promo-wise than Cody. Cody can be a letdown after Rock, Roman, and Elimination Chamber.
See, this is where I would have to say I don't know. And this is where I think it will be a twist. I think a lot of casual fans will be disappointed. I think a lot of those guys will be like, oh my God, it's going to be on WrestleMania. Why is this in that Damien on WrestleMania? This is on Elimination Chamber. I can't wear my $500 sneakers or my $2 draws to go and watch WrestleMania. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. That is the casual fans. I have money to watch WrestleMania. I want The Rock there type thing, which I totally disagree with. Cody earned that spot to be in WrestleMania. Cody should be there.
And
Cody
he
should get
was
that
there
shot.
last year.
And he deserved it this year too. And my thing is,
I'd rather see Cody rock.
I don't even want to see Cody rock.
Mm-mm.
I don't want to see Cody rock because guess what? That cheats Roman Reigns. He's supposed to be the head of the table. You're just gonna cut off the head of the table like that, and then a month later, what? Cody beats Rock? No, that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, but The Rock is famous. That's what we want, isn't it?
I didn't say that's what I wanted.
I know, but we're talking the general public here.
No, that's what rich people want.
No, right now,
I'm being one. No, listen to me. I'm being 100% with you.
Okay.
Rich people want to see The Rock there because they have the money to go see him and fantasize all over. The men want to be him, and the rich women wish they could be with him. So yes, they want to see that. Us regular fans don't give a shit because we know Cody Rhodes has been struggling to get to him. We want to see LA Knight get to him. We got a number of people who would like to see fight Roman Reigns at WrestleMania before The Rock.
yeah,
Even though, hold on, before, even though we all might differ who that person is on that list, most of us that are regular wrestling fans do not have The Rock as the one up there. We don't.
But I do
don't.
have Rock ahead of Cody.
I don't.
Has Marcus got a chance to chime in on this?
No. Well, to answer the original question, yes, it would be the most watched elimination chamber WWE's had so far. If this match takes place, as Bobby's been talking, I'm thinking that's probably is going to happen at elimination chamber because even though I think the match should happen at Mania, I mean Rock's not winning the Royal Rumble, and he's not going to be in the elimination match. To win, to be in that match either. So there will have to be a way for him to explain why Rock is getting a title shot over the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber winner. So I guess it is going to happen. Elimination Chamber, even though the way I would book it would be he would have been a surprise participant in Royal Rumble and won it and set the match up for Mania. But to answer the original question, yes. It will be the most watched chamber match. I mean chamber, if this match happens at that at there.
And Marcus, thank you for putting my head straight because I forgot to answer that question. Yes, it will be the most watched because I started listening in. I had customers walk in and I got distracted. So sorry, but yeah, it will be. It definitely will be. I think it's gonna blow it out the water. I mean, but check this out. We got 5 minutes over. That's good. Well, we got to go. But ladies and gentlemen, tune in next week. Next week. You know what's happening next week, don't you? There's a gentleman that is on our newscast, our news board that's going to have a show. And it's called Old School. With midgets and crazy people. I'm kidding. No, Old School.
Thank you for joining us on FTW.
Man, I love midgets. I love crazy women. So
oh well, then it fits perfectly. But yeah, next week we're going to go ahead and have the Old School with Tony Motown Island segment going on next week. We're gonna have a special, actual taped live edition on Saturday night, and then we're gonna replay it on Sunday. So check that out. I'm going to talk to you guys about that. But I'm gonna tape it on Saturday, replay it on Sunday. So if you don't get to catch it live on Saturday, check it out on Sunday. Also, in addition, I just got an email about something. And I've been instructed that I can't say 100% what this is. But we're going to start focusing a lot on the independents here coming up here this year, 2024.
There we go.
And one of the actual emails that I got is actually 3 separate emails. But there is going to be a shift in the independents coming up here in 2024. And it looks like we've been invited to it.
Huh.
So, guys, all you out there, stay tuned. Because like I said, FTW, it's about to go down. So, let's close this out. So, thank you, Marvelous Marcus Buckley. Thank you, Tony Montana Allen. Thank you, my not so humble correspondent, Robert Black. I am the mastermind, Bob Rogers. We do want to thank you. We will be seeing you soon. Tune in next week to the FTW Future Focus Old School Edition by Tony Motown Allen. And we will see you in the future. Bye, Mama.
It's a lot of...
Wrong one.
Hit it. Oh, how you feel, brother? Feeling good. You feel good? Feeling good. It's groovy. There's so much bone, brother. How you feel, man? I feel all right. I call your name. I don't want no people to know you're in here. How you feel, fella? Hey, Jam. Sure getting down. Look at him. Ah. We're gonna have a funky good time. 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 Let's take 'em up, Fred. We gotta take you high. Yeah. Ow. All right. You wanna do it again? You wanna do it again, huh? Yeah, let's do one more time. We gotta take you high. Yeah. Brother. Yeah. Now I want everybody. Let's Fred blow about 2 choruses. And then I want to wave you in. Let's go and do that. We get this now. All right. I'm gonna get that fella with the little horn over there. You gonna change horns on me? Fred, can you take us higher? Yeah. Take us higher. Fred! Fred! Fred!
Yes, it does.